It's your daily dose of Donna. Welcome to the show. Today is Tuesday, June 4th. I made it home just in the nick of time for this live Tuesday show. I was at a school event, raced home through the valley, got to see Jax on the left, Brittany on the right. Just kidding. Just kidding. Didn't see any of those valley peeps, but I made it. I made it back here because we had some breaking news this morning, and it has something to do with the Baldwin family. And I use that accent on purpose. We're going to get into all of that, plus some other little news stories here and there. Make sure to stick around. Press subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Like the feed. Turn on that bell. I'm here Monday through Fridays, usually. Daily Dose of Donna, a daily podcast. We're going to get into all of it and more today on Ready to Say It With Me? Daily Dose of Donna. I hope everyone's having a lovely Tuesday. Is it just me, or does it already feel like it should be Saturday? I have a trip planned coming up later this week. So I may or may not be here on Friday, and I will not be here on Monday, but I will be on my Instagram stories heading down to San Diego. Really looking forward to that, taking my kids. We're going to a baseball game. We're going to go to the zoo. If you like San Diego, if you know San Diego, if you're from San Diego, like, hook a sister up and tell me what to do. I'm going to be with my kids, obviously. We're going to be staying in the Gaslamp District area. I love San Diego so much. It's such a beautiful city, and it's so close to LA. And we just have a few days off between school and camp. Tomorrow is the kids' last day of school. So I have senioritis. You know that feeling when you feel like you're halfway out because your kids are? Like last night, I really didn't even wanna, like, force my kids to go to bed. I'm like, "Ugh, it's summer break." But it's not summer break, and I paid for it this morning. Really did pay for it this morning. Yes, thank you, Michelle. Hello, Love Bean, Sugar Bean, Doser Beans. Hello, all the beans. We are a bean-friendly community here. We see all beans as equal. All beans matter. We love a bean. Now, in case you're wondering, are we really talking about beans? And the answer is I don't know. I actually don't know what we're talking about. We're just going with the flow. We're just going with what the entertainment industry slash the Bravo community continues to do, which is just, bringing up different kinds of beans. And soon, there used to be a coffee shop that I used to go to actually in Toluca Lake area called Romancing the Bean. And now that I think about it, it's all sexual, right? Like all of this bean conversation, it's all sexual. And, this is a PG show. So we don't talk about that. Okay. Basically call me a plath, a Duggar. Just kidding. I'm not any of that. You know what I am? I'm a huge fan of the sponsors of this show. So before we get into the big stories, we have to shout out our sponsors. The first sponsor of today's show is LOLAVIE. Now, I want you guys to remember, I ran from school, a school event today, so I didn't even shower this morning because I'm planning to work out, which is why got my leggings on. Sorry, I was a little uncomfortable. I think I just pulled something. But when I do shower, wash my hair, use all the products, it's got to be LOLAVIE. Why? Because if you think about whose hair you want to, have, it's Jennifer Aniston. And Jennifer Aniston founded LOLAVIE. That's spelled LOLAVIE. It's a award-winning hair care line. And they have so many different things, right? They have a shampoo, conditioner. They have all these treatments for your hair. They have oils. They have detangler. They have leave-in conditioner. Think of LOLAVIE as your personal hair spa with inspirations drawn from the tranquil atmospheres of Jennifer Aniston's favorite global retreats. And honestly, I mean, why, if Jennifer Aniston can live that life, why can't we, right? So LOLAVIE offers not just summer-proof hair care, but an aroma-infused escape from the heat. And it's getting hot out there. There's like there's zesty citrus, calming rose petals, vibrant lemongrass. I mean, if you get in the shower and you use this stuff, just close your eyes and you're basically on vacation. I mean, honestly, it's really a beautiful experience. So check out all LOLAVIE products at your local Ulta Beauty location to experience the luxurious scent for yourself. But more importantly, I think you can get 15% off if you go to lolavie.com. That's LOLAVIE.com and use code DANA. Yep, that's me. Use code Donna, spell Dana, for 15% off. And make sure you tell them that you heard about them on Daily Dose of Donna. Thanks, guys. And then let's get into the first story, and then I'll tell you about my next sponsor later. But first, we have to talk about what everyone and their mother was DMing me this morning, and that is the Baldwinitos. The Baldwin family, in an unprecedented move. Alec and Hilaria Baldwin have now signed on to be the next John and Kate +8. Yep, you heard me first. When I tell you, I thought it was a joke when it first landed in my inbox because I thought there's no way of all the networks that they sign on with. It's not going to be TLC. Of course, if they did sign up for a reality show, which I am assuming, I think everyone was assuming this is going to happen. But if they did sign on for a reality show, I thought for sure it would be at least Bravo. If not Bravo, Netflix, Hulu, a more esteemed, established corporation. TLC, I love a TLC show. But when I think TLC, I think Sister Wives. I think 98 Day Fiance. I think John and Kate +8. I think I'm just going to say it. And you know what? You may not agree with this, but when I think of TLC reality shows, I think a little bit more low budge. Am I crazy to think that way? When you think of TLC shows, do you think of like beautiful cinematography, gorgeous backgrounds, amazing sets? No, you think of just kind of like just like normal. It's not, it's really, really strange. So I will be showing you guys the trailer here. I am a little concerned about copyright issues, so I'm going to be a little careful, but let's see what we can watch. Okay. This is on TLC's Instagram page. They have officially released a trailer. And when I tell you, I haven't even watched the entire thing. So you're going to get a live watch with me. I only watched the first 2 seconds and it was enough for me. I was like, I'm going to stop and turn this on with my crew because it's just so wild to me. All right. I already want to show you guys in terms of engagement because I don't think TLC has ever had this much engagement ever. I think that this is tripping them out probably. But just for example, they posted a reel here the day before and it has 239 likes and 7 comments. And then they posted the trailer this morning and it's 28.8 thousand likes and over almost 1,200 comments. And it's been shared millions of times. Not really, but let's watch it together. Are we ready? And I'm going to talk over it at points. So hopefully, I don't get in trouble.
Fix your posture, stand up straight. Because otherwise I'm going to look like I'm taller than you. And you already said I was short.
Hi, I'm Alec Baldwin.
If you're wondering why you can't really understand her, it's because it's not because of the audio of my show. It's because that's literally how she sounds. And it's shockingly hard to understand her. I really don't understand her. I also had no idea that she has that high of a voice. All right, let's watch it.
And I'm Hilaria Baldwin, and we have an announcement. Okay, sorry. Hi, I'm Hilaria Baldwin.
And I'm Alec Baldwin.
And we have an announcement to make.
Good God, no.
No, definitely not. We're done having kids. Bye.
She's a horrendous actor. They're trying to be funny. Oh my God, do we have an announcement to make? Oh God, no. And oh God, no.
Sit down.
This is about our show.
We're inviting you into our home to experience the ups and downs, the good, the bad, the wild, and the crazy.
Do you want to go into their home? I kind of do. I kind of do want to go into their home. Just saying. Let's keep watching.
Home is the place we love to be most.
Home is the only place you can be. because you have 400 kids. You can't leave them home alone.
You say we are the Baldwins.
No, we are the Baldwins. All that is it.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. We are the Baldwins. And we're coming to TLC. I'll help you out.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. My first thought is that some of the comments are so good. Okay. Remember what's happening right now in Alec Baldwin's life. Alec Baldwin has had a parade, literally a parade of negative press against him in the last few years. He obviously had a lot of like anger. He had a lot of, he was like punching photographers and alcohol issues and all that. And then he goes on to do this film Rust. And when I tell you, I really do feel for Alec Baldwin in this situation, because I don't believe in any way he should be responsible for the death, the horrible, horrible death of the camera operator, Helena, or the DP. I truly feel like he was put into he was doing his job. He had no idea. That being said, he still has to go to trial for this. And just now, the armorer of the movie, the young woman, Hannah Gutierrez, was just sentenced to months in jail. So like, he knows that he's walking into a trial where it's not looking so good for him, because technically he was an accessory. Yes, Josh, he was a producer. Totally, I agree. But just because you're a producer, to me, does not feel, he has to take responsibility, because who else do you put the responsibility on? But I don't believe, I really don't believe that he is responsible for this. I'm curious, for those of you, I'd be curious, put it in the comments right now. Do you think Alec Baldwin should be responsible for the death? Should be held responsible? I'm curious. I would love to know what you guys think. Now, the producer side of it, I understand. I'm talking about the actual pulling the trigger in that moment. That's what I'm talking about. As a producer, no, I just want you guys to remember, producers on films and these big projects, a lot of producers are vanity producers, meaning they get the movie sold, they get the movie a budget, they put their name on there. I don't know for sure if Alec Baldwin was sitting there and like line producing, meaning there's a line producer that goes through the budget, everything, exactly what needs to be done. And there's a safety producer, and then there's this producer. When you see, the Kardashians being producers on that show, they're not covering the budget of the camera operator and the crew. They have nothing to do with that. It's a vanity production move. So I don't believe, in my opinion, I don't believe that he was in charge of all that. Of course, there were people saying that he was. I just don't see him as someone that was, and maybe he was creatively producing. So creative producing is one thing, right? When you can creatively produce a film, that's giving story ideas. That's giving cinematography ideas. That's saying like, wait, maybe we do it this way, acting, directing, that kind of stuff. But that is still very, very separate from being in charge of really like the workings of the crew, the hours that they put in, the hiring of the crew. I've not seen that personally with a lot of vanity producers or executive producers on movies and shows. Like a lot of times because there's a difference. There's so many things in the weeds, union rules and legislations and hours and locations and making sure there's a medic on set and making sure that this person has filled out this form. Are you kidding me? There's no way. I don't believe there's any way that he was sitting there and like overseeing that. That being said, I'm just talking about this one incident. I am not talking about whatsoever who he is as a person. And I find Alec Baldwin to be incredibly problematic. Okay. We've seen him, be abusive to many people, including he had an issue with his own family and his own kid. And I do think that there was a lot of stuff. There was a lot of stuff. I want to see everyone saying great point from someone. Hold on, let me just go and see if I can find it. Okay, this is a good point. And this was the next thing I was going to say. Emily, thank you. She says it was an accident, but not a good look to show your fun family after you were part of devastating one. And this is the point. So, why does Alec Baldwin, someone who technically you don't think needs a TLC reality show, why does Alec Baldwin and his family sign on to do a reality show? Number one, financial. We don't know what's going on in Alec Baldwin's wallet. I imagine, my guess is that money is definitely running a lot drier than it used to before this film. And then, going back to like 30 Rock, and of course, before that, he used to be incredibly, incredibly successful. And then now I think people wouldn't hire. I mean, I don't think he's easy to be hired at all right now. So the number one is the financial. The number two, I would say, is the PR of it. And I would love to have a PR expert. Like, I actually want to know if Molly McPherson on TikTok, and I don't know if you guys know who she is. She's an incredible PR executive. I'm curious to know what her take on this is. But you would think that as he's going into a trial and sentencing, you want in any possible way to showcase your personality as friendly, good dad, family man. And I guarantee you there's a moment where all of a sudden he had this conversation with, his people, his team, his PR people that were saying like, we got to spin. We got to spin the narrative, because right now Alec Baldwin's name is essentially synonymous with piece of shit, right? Like, people don't like him. The general public doesn't like him. And he kind of can't get out of his own way at all. Like, anytime you see him in public, anytime there's always drama. There's always something. And meanwhile, he's had so many kids with Hilaria. By the way, when I first saw the notification, or like the headline, I swear I thought it said Alec Baldwin hilariously produces a reality show for TLC. Like, I thought they were making fun of him. And then I realized it's Hilaria. So, there's so many negative things around this family. Not to mention, it's not like he married Jennifer Garner. He married a woman who has so many of her own press PR nightmares around her, when she's an American born citizen and does this insane like appropriation thing where she acts like she is Spanish and speaks in an accent, and she what is this, and I don't understand, and my name is Hilaria and her name is Hillary. So it's the Dorit vibe of her, which is it's upsetting to watch. They also had so many kids. Okay, I'm not going to judge if you want to have a lot of kids. I know a lot of people have a lot of kids. Fine. Why? They live in New York City, which is one of the most expensive and difficult places, I think, probably to raise children. She's a yoga instructor. It's not like she, has the most incredible, like, she's not like some big CEO billionaire. All of this pressure is on this man to provide for this family. Like, he is an older man. He has, multiple kids from previous marriages. Like, this is not okay. There's so much wrong here. On the Page 6 article, it talks about the fact that they're going to star in this reality show called The Baldwins alongside their 7 children. Now, this is going to come out in 2025. I don't know off the top of my head. I'm not sure when his sentencing date is. Is it like in a long time? I don't really know. There is something also really interesting to me. Interesting is a bad word. Concerning. Concerning is a better word. About wanting cameras to come into your little apartment. And I say little, it's probably a huge apartment in New York City, but like, it's a small space. And as you guys saw just from that trailer, it's like a lot of screaming. It's young kids, you guys. These are their ages. Alec, number one, is 66. Hilaria is 40. Okay. They have Carmen, she's 10, Raphael, 8, Leonardo, 7, Romeo, 6, Eduardo, 3, Maria Lucia, 3, and Hilaria, 1. What? So there's no way you can come off looking like good and fine here. The only family that can pull that shit off is like the Ballerina Farms family on Instagram, and even them get so much negative press because people like to tear apart everyone online. I just don't understand the spin here. It must be for money. It has to be for money. Okay, he only has one other daughter, Ireland, but it's such a problematic relationship. He called his daughter a pig and he was drunk or whatever. And it's about, sharing with her mom. Like it's very bad. It's just bad. So it seems so strange, the plus side of doing this. And I'm a little bit confused. I don't think we are confused. I think we kind of know and just assume why he's doing it, right? It's got to be for the money. And yes, Michelle, at least the Ballerina Farm makes bread, butter, and cheese. And when I tell you, I can't stop watching them squeeze that butter and take the buttermilk. I mean, they've been coming up in my feed lately, that Ballerina Farms. Sue says, I met Alec at CBS at Hollywood Squares. So many layers to him. Don't think there's a genre of TV show he would not do. Wish he would return to SNL as Trump. See, that's the thing about Alec Baldwin. Like, if you go back to 30 Rock, which was such a great show, it makes me truly wonder like how bad things got. He was so enjoyable to watch on that show. He was so funny. He's so funny on SNL. Like he's a talented man, and it just went so off. So we'll have to see, what happens with him and the show. And we're going to be watching. But it also makes you start to question what's next. Like, I just feel like the industry, like this reality TV industry is just going to a bad place. Now, I don't think they're going to do a 10 season type of show. I bet it's going to be my guess is like a 6-episode mini docu-series or whatever. But what if it does do well? What if we end up like seriously following Alec and Hilaria +7 for the next like 10 years of our life? Oh my God, this is so good. Lisa says Hilaria and Alec +8. No, it's Hilaria y Alec +7. They have 7 kids. Y una nani, because 100% they have to have people living there, right? What if we actually like Hilaria? What if we actually end up watching and saying like, wait, we kind of like her. Crazier things have happened. What if he ends up being just like the most amazing dad ever and like bottle feeds them all night? What if he starts making buttermilk and gets cows? Anyway, it's an odd story. It's an odd story, but there's not really much else going on in the industry right now. So it works. Also, with the strikes, he's not getting jobs for sure because of the insurance capabilities around him. Like, I don't know. We'll have to see. I would like to know, actually. I would like to see him talk about the Rust issue. I wonder if it's even going to be a part of the show. Are they going to talk about the ups and the downs of his career? Are we just going to be like, everything's fine. We're just in a family, just studying Spanish. Just studying Spanish. Mark says, I heard that Lala and Sheena are trying to get on the show. Listen, they moved to the valley, but they're happy to move back to the city. Too funny. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about some other stuff. Even though we could talk about Alec and Hilaria forever. What about this story? Anderson Cooper says Andy Cohen is paddling really, really fast underwater to maintain TV career amid raft of lawsuits from Housewives stars. So we talked about this a little bit yesterday because we mentioned it was his birthday and he had this expose online in the New York Magazine and Vulture about all this. But this is from Anderson Cooper. And the truth is, I love Andy and Anderson's friendship. I really do. I love watching them on New Year's Eve, for their CNN show. I love when Andy makes Anderson laugh. I think it's really funny how they have a friendship that is so opposite. I mean, they seem so opposite to each other, and yet they're both these single dads raising these kids. And I just think it's very cute. But he did say that, let me get the quote. He said, "Every day when I turn on my phone," this is Anderson, "every day when I turn on my phone, I see content that Andy Cohen is responsible for, much more so than any late night host." Adding that Cohen makes it look easy, Cooper said he is paddling really, really fast under the water, but would not be drawn on specifics. Now, I think it's an interesting article or an interesting comment because Andy Cohen actually also said that every single day he's like, "What did I say now? What did I say now? Is the ball going to drop on me or the foot going to drop? Am I going to lose another job or get canceled or whatever?" And I find it, I don't know why I find their friendship so endearing because Anderson Cooper has such a, I don't know, he just has such like a established career and he's like a serious journalist. And I just think it's so funny that he is, that they're friends with each other because Andy Cohen couldn't be more opposite. But I like it. I like it. And I really do believe that, Watch What Happens Live just celebrated their 15 years. They just posted it. And this is a show that's going to continue and it's a network that's going to continue and they're going to figure something out. We do feel a little bit like what's next for Bravo with all these reunions canceled and shows canceled and things being put on pause, etc. But I think it's going to keep going. I think we're fine. I think we're just kind of going through a moment. I also want to remind you guys that the reality industry is really, really, it's really shady right now. And what I mean by shady, I don't mean shady like shady. I mean, it's very unstable because reality TV in general, and there was a huge article just recently, I think last week in the LA Times. I sent it to Lance. I wonder if I can find it really fast. But there was a huge article about this, and I'm living it firsthand with Lance. Luckily, he's on a show right now, but it's a very, very hard time for the reality world. And there's a reason for it. It has a lot to do with the strikes that are upcoming. There's all these potential upcoming strikes. And when you have that, people, network studios, they're scared to greenlight shows because they know that they're gonna spend all this money and then they're gonna be put on strike. Once you green light a show and get it kind of going and then you go on strike, like you're screwed as a studio, as a network. So a lot of studios and networks are nervous to doing this. And that could be a lot of the reason why Bravo is kind of slowing down right now. It feels like it's slowing down. It feels like they haven't green light that much stuff. We have like a little bit of a dry summer ahead of us, right? We have Below Deck Med, which I will be watching. I'm going to be watching tonight. I just haven't had a chance to watch it. And I'll be covering Below Deck Med on this show. So don't you worry. And then, of course, we have Real Housewives of Dubai and Jersey. But like both of those, I don't know how well they're going to do. I really don't. Hopefully OC comes back. The Valley's over. Summer House is over. Like it's kind of slow. And it really is a little bit strange. It really is strange. I don't know if you guys feel the same thing that like what's next. Now, I'm happy that we can focus on I'm going to do a little focusing on The Bachelorette this season, this summer. Obviously, we have Golden Bachelorette coming up at some point. And then we have, I don't know, I can't do Love Island, you guys. I really can't. I really can't. I just can't like wrap my head around Love Island at this point. Should I? I saw a preview of all the new Love Island people. Have you seen this? Let me show you a little bit of it. It's like not it doesn't feel good to me at all. Let me show it to you guys. And by the way, do you guys like Love Island in general? Are we Love Island fans on this show? Here we go. They just feel thirsty, all these people. I'm going to talk over them over it a little bit too, as just to make sure that we don't get screwed with
Camera action, baby. Hey, get my good side. Is this my seat right here? This is sick.
I mean, you're always going to have this kind of personality.
Where are you? You can hear my laugh from 7 countries away. I love a short king. A lot of them are like very confident. I didn't bring the shades so y'all can see these beautiful eyes.
Guys,
I might be a short king, but I ain't scared to talk to no tall women that don't intimidate me. It's all about confidence, baby. Like, if you can make them laugh and giggle, you can make the cheeks clap and jiggle.
Okay.
I think
So
I'm
anyway,
a package. I could go
mean,
on
look.
and on, but basically I'm just perfect.
These are
the
just
biggest
like really
Scorpio and I
good-looking
filter.
people.
I can literally talk. The Brit has. I tell everything to. I always
God,
think.
wait,
like,
hold
the
on.
person
Did
I tell
that
every
just
mum's
happen?
boy, she's just like the person I tell everything to. I always
He dances like Brock.
think, would my mum get on with this person? It's no straight away, then they're out.
I'm here, baby. I love
Please don't be here, baby.
animals. I don't think I can be with a man if they don't like animals. I have not been with a guy for like 7 months now. I think I'm ready to go feral.
Mm. None of these people feel like well, this guy's.
I'm ready to go
look at him.
feral.
Maybe.
I'm back.
Never mind.
I
Never
catch
mind.
snakes for a living. When you look at a girl, she looks a little scary. Like, oh no, like she might bite me. A little dangerous, a little mean.
Oh my God. That is. Do you guys know what that is? Okay, this is something. This is real. You know what this is called? If you're not watching the YouTube, you may want to switch over just for this moment. It's called Sigma. I know this because my little 8-year-old does this all the time. He goes, Sigma, I'm mewing. And he makes that face. What the hell is that? And this guy does it. He's Sigma'd. I'm in shock.
Mean. It's typically
show
what
it
I
to you
go
guys again.
I mean, a little dangerous, a little mean. It's typically what I go for.
I'm the wild one, pouring shots in people's mouths, flirting with men.
No.
I live in a town of 6,000 people.
No, guys, I don't want to do it.
I stick out like a very sore thumb.
Yes, you do.
This is a lot to handle. If you can't handle all this, then goodbye.
My Riz is a 10 out of 10. Dangerous, spicy, good looks, banter, confidence.
I mean, listen, they're very good looking people. I just don't know if I want to watch them. I really don't. I would rather watch a reality show of Teresa and her daughters. Just Teresa and her daughters. Or like Dolores and her family. Or, just like old school Roni season 1. Like the beginning. I don't know if I want to bring this into my life.
Goofy. Will a girl reject me in the village?
Gods, please help me fall in love.
No, I don't want to help you.
Love Island USA. New season streaming June 11th.
That's my birthday. So I don't know if I'm going to be spending my birthday watching Love Island USA. But listen, if you guys really enjoy it and you guys tell me that it is so good and oh my gosh, this is groundbreaking reality TV, I will do it. But I did try to watch last season of Love Island and it was the season with Bergie. I think it was 2 seasons ago. I can't remember. And let me tell you, I watched 2 minutes of it and I felt stupider. And I don't say this in a way that like, I'm holier than thou, but it really honestly made me feel dumb. And I thought to myself, if my kids walked in on me watching this, like when I watch Traitors, when I even watch Real Housewives, when I watch Summer House, shockingly in a weird way, I do feel like I'm watching like sociological, interesting things, real people, real things. This to me is like, I just feel like I got dropped into literally an island of like TikTokers. I feel like I'm at Hype House. I don't know if I can do it. Perfect Match is coming back. Yes, thank you so much, Michelle. Perfect Match is coming back. Lance shot this one. Looking forward to that. And The Mole are returning this month on Netflix. I don't watch The Mole, should I? What am I watching right now? I talked about it all on my Patreon, every show that I'm watching right now. But there's a lot of great shows on TV, scripted and unscripted. I just don't know if this is the one for me. Joe says, Donna, you should pitch a reality TV show of a reality TV gentleman's retreat. I could die already. I literally could die already. Okay. With Sandoval, Schwartz, Jax, Jesse, Louie, Joe Gorga, Lenny Hochstein, Michael Darby, Juan Dixon, and Peter Thomas. Oh. I feel like we're missing some more. There's got to be worse, right? There's got to be more out there that are just even worse. JT from Southern Charm. Can we throw him on there, or Austin? Maybe Shep? There's got to be some good ones in there. You guys, I used to be smart and then I watched Love Island. And now I don't even know how to pronounce my name. My name was actually Dana and I pronounce it Donna because my brain doesn't know how to be smart because of Love Island. Speaking of being smart, have you guys been trying Just Meats? If I haven't talked to you about Just Meats yet, Just Meats is the most incredible company. I say this actually as a fan of the business. I use this food. I eat this food every single night almost. Their tagline is no fuss, all flavor, ready and delivered. Leave the protein to the professionals. Choose from our lineup of 12 premium meats with new flavors releasing regularly. They have raspberry barbecue chicken breast, buffalo chicken breast, beef, tri-tip, Texas rub chicken thigh, smoked Texas brisket, pork. I mean, you guys, the best stuff. And all of this is like $4, $3, $2 per serving. It comes right to your house. All you have to do is open it, heat it up for 2 minutes with the sauce that's provided, and eat it. I'm getting my next box next week. I am so into this food. It doesn't make me feel bloated. It doesn't make me feel like it doesn't feel too salty. It's really phenomenal food. My kids are eating it every night, which is very important. And it's fast and it's easy and all of those things. You can go to justmeats.com and use code JustDanaB, that's DANAB, for 15% off. A lot of you guys have ordered it. Please report back and let me know how you liked it. I think you will. I'm not joking. I would not sit here and tell you that I'm eating it every night unless I don't. I've talked about which my favorites are on my Instagram, but I'll do another thing later on Instagram so I don't bore you guys. Okay, let's move on to a couple other random stories. My actual IRL friend, Greer Grammer, that's Kelsey Grammer's daughter. She just booked the Frasier reboot. And I thought this was kind of an interesting story just because of Kelsey Grammer, Camille Grammer, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We do have a little bit of a reality TV connection. Greer Grammer, I love how they say her age. It doesn't really matter, but she's 32 years old and she's going to play the daughter of Frasier's former radio producer, Roz Doyle, who's Perry Gilpin on the original Frasier. So Frasier is coming into its season 2 of its Paramount Plus sitcom revival. Are any of you guys actually watching it? Are you interested in it? Did you watch Frasier? I have to be 100% honest with you. I never watched Frasier. Like, I don't even think I've ever watched an entire episode. Ever. Although I should have. Like, it was around that time where I was watching sitcoms all the time. But he was saying that Kelsey Grammer was saying that Kate, I love this is so shady, you guys. The quote says, Katie and I were talking about how it's really something that a child would follow in their father's footsteps. But Daily Mail is so shady. In parentheses, they put the words my fourth wife. So it sounds like he's saying my fourth wife, Katie and I were talking about. Oh, so funny. So anyway, listen, Greer Grammer is Kelsey's daughter. She's been acting for years and years and years. He has multiple kids. As you know, we've watched, Spencer Grammer has been on, he has all these other shows on, he has his daughters with his son and daughter with Camille, etc. But Greer has acted before. She's been on Awkward, which was on MTV. It was a great show. She was on The Middle for ABC, and she was in a Netflix film called Deadly Illusions. She went to USC. She graduated as a I guess a theater degree. Okay. I know Greer because we work out together. And I will tell you something. In real life, IRL, this girl is so sweet. She's so sweet and she's so talented. And I've always felt that way about her. So I am really happy for her. I think that she's actually I kind of like this. I mean, how cool is that for her that she's able to work with her dad and go back? Now, Kelsey Grammer does not have the best reputation in the, in the world I'm sure. Well, who would you rather, Kelsey Grammer or Alec Baldwin? Like, can we throw Kelsey and Alec Baldwin on that island, Joe Mendoza? Like, I want to throw. We need, a battle of the reality star douchebags versus the actor douchebags. We got Kelsey Grammer. We'll put on. I saw a really horrible story about Zachary Quinto yesterday. Who are like the known pieces of S actors, the ones that everyone say are just like horrible to work with. We'll put them on one side of the island, and then we'll have like Jax and Schwartz and Sandoval and like those Real Housewives dads. Like we'll put them on the other side, and we'll just say like fight. And then it's so weird because you guys will just say that Lala and Sheena will also show up onto that island. Lala and Sheena will just, show up in a boat. James Corden. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of drama about James Corden. That's true. We can do a deep dive on that. I find that one really, really telling and interesting. But good for Greer. Happy for her. Okay, let's see if there's anything else. Ramona Singer apparently has a new boyfriend, a young, hot guy in NYC. Does anyone still care about Ramona? Look, I will tell you, she is problematic AF. We've heard this many times. We've heard her say horrible things, but she is one of those people that like I can't help but have a soft spot for her because of the old school Roni, because of all the years we spent watching her. I don't know why. I can't help it. And do I think she maybe sucks as a human? Would I want to be her real friend? Would I want to be someone that works with her? Probably not. Actually, no. But I do enjoy her as a TV star, especially as she is shown back up on Bethany Ever After for Bethany's 40th birthday in last week's episode. And she came on there and she was just like, I look amazing. We're getting so young. We're getting so young. And Bethany, what you're experiencing with your husband, Jason, is raw love. It's raw love. And we don't have raw love in our life. We just have baked love. We have cooked love. We don't have raw love. Mario, he's not raw. Mario, he's cooked. I mean, she is just such a personality. It's amazing. But she has been spotted out with hot young guy in NYC. Now, I think that this is a PR, like, I think she sold this story basically to Page Six because, like, this is ridiculous. A source tells Page Six they saw her on a date with a young hunk recently amid her romance with New Jersey financier William Bill Luby. They spotted her at a cocktail lounge in the nomad neighborhood of NYC. He was a hot young guy from New Zealand. Here's my guess. She's pissed off at her boyfriend, the guy that she's been with, this Luby guy. She got in a fight with him. And she's like, I'm going to make him jealous. I'm going to make him jealous. So it'll be interesting. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on Ramona? I can't help it. Okay, so that, my friends, is pretty much the majority of today's show. I will be getting into the content creator drama that you guys are all up in arms on. A lot of you were sending me DMs for the last 24 hours. Content creator drama, if you don't know what I'm talking about, yes, once again, some Bravo /podcasters /content creators are feuding over what they believe is correct. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, I will talk about it, but I don't talk about that stuff normally on this show. So I think I'm going to have to save that one for Patreon, just so I can give you kind of the behind the scenes stuff of it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll just say I love Zach, Peter, but Zach is not scared to ever get into it. So get on his Instagram and just go check out his last reel from last night. And then we'll talk more about it. We'll talk about it. That's that, you guys. I love you. I appreciate you. I love having you here. Thank you so much for supporting the show. And may you all enjoy tonight's episode of The Valley. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.